also take lot of, we can also face lot of the problem. How we can face lot of problem? Because each and every day they will talk about the negative thing, etc. So society also matter to release the mental state. So this is the important component in our mental health system. Not in that area, so I don't want to take much more time, but we should, and how to get stress free, so we should focus. Thanks again everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Saab, for your insightful presentation. Now, time has come for us to listen to the keynote address by Mr. A.J. Alphonse. I'd just take a minute to give a formal, rather non-conventional introduction of Mr. Alphonse. As you all know, that he is a former IS officer. He's also an author. He is also the former minister, Union Minister of Culture. Tourism, yeah, Mr. Tourism. But there are always many IS officers, many ministers, many authors. What is it that makes Mr. K.J. Alphonse a very unique personality? William Dalrymple, the great historian, once gave me a call a couple of months ago. He said, Mujib, I want to invite you to speak on your book at Jaipur Literary Festival, which I attended in January. And Alphonse was also invited to attend that Jaipur Literary Festival, which, as you all know, is the greatest literary platform or greatest literary show on the planet. So this year they had 4 Nobel laureates, 9 Booker Prize winners, 11 Pulitzer Prize winners as part of the participants. And you can imagine in author's tent, you'll look any side, you will find somebody who is extraordinarily accomplished, and one feels small in front of those people. And then if you're not happy with it, you turn, you see Rishi Sunak standing there having coffee. Then there is Imtiaz Ali giving an interview to somebody. It is the high-powered event. And there I told Mr. Alphonse that we would invite you to university to come and talk. And we stayed there, we were in the same hotel and spent a couple of days together. I have to speak a bit loud. Mr. Alphonse sort of master fame when he was the commissioner of DTA as demolition man. And that's how I got to know. Just a minute. So I was a student at the university and I read a report about him. And then after a few weeks, I saw there was a poster in the university campus that was coming to speak on the campus. If I remember correctly, it was probably Sanskrit College. Alphonse came to deliver the talk and I was late and the whole room was jam-packed as it is today. And I came towards the late and I stood near the door. And he was sitting and the organizer introduced him and he was sitting quietly. Then he woke up and he came and started speaking. And basically he started roaring. You know, for next 40 minutes, I felt like as if he was roaring. Who speaks as he and I speak him also speaking about. So after a long, I'm going to listen to him today. After a few months, I was walking past from our political science department to Delhi School of Economics. And in front of law faculty, there are some trees, and I suddenly saw Mr. Alphonse was standing there. And I walked up to him. I said, "Aren't you Mr. Alphonse?" He said, "Yes, I am Mr. Alphonse." I said, "What are you doing here?" I thought he had come to demolish my university, but that was not the case. He had come to write his law exam. That was my first introduction with him. and first interaction with him. I don't know whether he remembers or not. Today, he is going to speak on this particular subject, and I asked him how much of advance notice you need. He said, I just need 1 hour of advance notice. When he arrived today in the campus, he said, Mujib, how radical you expect me to talk? I said, I can't say it, but I do have something to say about this, that I heard that there's a rumor that there will be an expansion of the cabinet and you have a very high possibility of being inducted again. So it is up to you to decide how radical you will be. With these words, I request Mr. Alphonse to come and speak.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Nushar Asif, Her Excellency Ambassador Katrina Wiese or Weiser, Registrar Ala Husli, some members of the faculty and government. I know I'm perfectly suitable to talk on this subject because I'm a lunatic. Because the release of my book, The Winning 4 months back at the India International Center, the release Dr. Jimenez was releasing. So when he came, he asked me to rock first because 400 seat IIC multi-purpose auditorium and there were 2,000 IAS batchmates could be there. No, it's a rock festival. My book is rock. So in the conversation after the release with Rini Khanna, she asked me, Alphonse, how do you get away with your life? When you commissioned DBI, you knocked down 14,310 buildings of the mafia. You carried a gun, and you said anybody touching 1 inch of your land, you will blast their brain. How do you get away with all this? I said, really? The answer is very simple. Everybody believes I'm a lunatic, so I get away. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to record my speech. Not record it and be very great.
Not record.
Yeah. If you want me to speak my mind, don't record it.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Otherwise, I'll speak like a bureaucrat otherwise.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Yeah. Thank you so much. Otherwise, as my friend Mujib said, I will lose my job. So, whatever job I have. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am a lunatic in many ways. I don't obey any rules. I was in the IAS for 27 years. One fine morning, I quit. I became an independent MLA in Kerala from Kottayam district, where I was. I'm from Kottayam. My wife is from there. I was a district collector there for 4 years. I became MLA on 32nd day after resigning from the IAS. I was about to become chief secretary. Is this not lunatic? Yes or no? Tell me. Yes or no? When you are about to become chief secretary, you quit. And exactly 5 years later, after I won the best MLA award, the day I was nominated, another month I would be a minister in Kerala. In fact, Punjabi Jain told me, Alphonse, take any portfolio you want. What do? I resign the day I'm renominated again to contest. Absolutely lunatic. And I joined the BJP, whose voting percentage was only 5.6%. Absolutely lunatic. I joined a party when nobody was joining the party. Absolutely lunatic. Okay. And 2017, I became the Tourism Minister of India. I was also the Junior Minister for IT and Electronics. Life has been funny. So when you talk about mental health, I've broken every law everywhere I've been. I have one small request. Please keep your mobiles off. Excuse me. Will you keep your mobiles in your pocket, please? Will you do me that favor? Yeah, I get distracted. That's why. And even if there are 5,000 people in the audience, one person is distracted, I know immediately. Okay? And I'll stop talking. Simple. What is sanity? Because you talk about mental sane or perfectly sane. Like when I was writing the civil service examination, I had only 9 months to study. And for the old system, 3 lower papers, 2 higher papers. There was no preliminary exams. I wrote in my diary something which was absolutely lunatic. I said, I'm going to be the topper. Absolutely lunatic. 1.5 million people write the exam. Your Excellency, you offer the diplomatic service, 100 people get selected. And I wrote in my diary, with just 9 months to go, I'm an economist, but I took history, sociology, philosophy, subjects which I never studied before. I said, I'm going to be a topper. And funny, when the results came, I topped in all the subjects. Why is it crazy for me to
ఇస్తే చూడు ఆడియో చూడు ఒకసారి ఇలా రాసాము ఈ లెటర్ సెపరేట్ చేసేసి సెపరేట్ గా చేశాను ఎంజేఎంసిఎసి అని పెంటర్ లో ఇచ్చేసాను. ఫీలింగ్ చేస్తారా రేపు అలాగే చేయాలి ఇలాగే సేమ్.
అది రాజేష్ కంటే మరి అక్కడ కిందన ఉన్నారు కదా వాళ్ళు చెప్పుకోమని వాళ్ళు వస్తారు అంటున్నారు. రాజేష్ చెప్పాను
నీకు వేరే ఒప్పందం అయింది కదా చెప్పావు. అందుకదమ్మా మేము మా పేరెంట్ రూమ్ లేక ఇక్కడ ఇచ్చారు. ఈ ఆఫీసే మాది.
కిటికీలు పట్లన్న మనది కాదు. మీరు లెటర్ పెట్టారనుకో ఇంజనీరింగ్ వాళ్ళు వస్తారు.
వాళ్ళు వస్తే మరి అలాగే తప్పే ఉండదు. రాజేష్ చెప్పు, నేను చెప్తాను. మాది మాత్రం మీరే చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే మాది కింద డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు వేరే డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అని చెప్పినాయి సార్. ఆ జిఎన్ రాసి వేరేది లేదు లేదు నీ ఓటు చేస్తానులే. వద్దు సీన్ చేస్తాడు. 10 రోజులు చెప్తున్నావు నేను.
అదే ఏదో ఈ రోజు రాపోతుంది సార్. ఇల్లు
ఓకే
కదా.
అవును, అందుకని మేము రమ్మంటున్నాం. సెంటర్ది వచ్చి అడిగి చూసినప్పుడు అది లేకపోతే పెద్ద ఇష్యూ అవుతుంది.
మీరు అనుకుంటే కదా మేము ఎక్కువ పని చెప్పలేదా రూమ్ అలా కూర్చున్నాం.
వారంగా 10 రోజులు రమ్మంటున్నాం అంతే కదా. రోజు రమ్మంటలేదు కదా. వచ్చి 2 నెలలు అయింది వచ్చి నెలన్నర.
అవి ఇవి అంటే వీధి పనులు ఆగిపోతే నష్టం అని ఇబ్బంది. ఏదో తులసి వాళ్ళు తులసి కదా
వదిలే అమ్మా.
లేదు గ్లాసెస్ మాకు అందట్లేదు. అది
అంతలే స్టూడెంట్స్ పెట్టి కానీ
ఇంకా సార్ ఇది వెనకాతల చెయ్య ఉండిపోతుంది.
ఓ వెనకాల బాగోదు.
వెనకాతల అవ్వదు.
ఇక్కడ మాట చెప్పట్లేదు సార్.
అవును అక్కడే
వెనకాల మాది కూడా ఒకవైపు అవుతుంది, ఇంకో వైపు అవ్వదు. 3 కిటికీలు బాగుంది.
అంటే
రేపు చేసి కానీ
కడిగొట్టు పెడితే మీరు అయిపోతారు. దూరం ఉండదు. పొడిగొడుతూ పిలిచినా వేస్ట్. ముచ్చిపోయి సరే పని ముందు ఇంట్లో పొడుగులో పొడినే వేస్తాను. అవుతున్నారు అదే చేసింది. ఇది దూరం చేయలేదు మనకి.
పాత బండి ఏమైనా ఉంటే ఇవ్వండి సార్, కొనేస్తాం. మీరు ఓడుతున్నారు అలాంటివి ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయి?
బయట తెచ్చుకోవడమే. బయట మెకానిక్ చెప్పు.
మీ దగ్గర గ్యారెస్ట్ అయింది
లేదు 15,000 కడితే సెకండ్ హ్యాండ్ మంచి వస్తుంది. 10,000.
మీరు యాక్టివ్గా కదా సార్? మీకు ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఉండవా? ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అయిపోతే ఇక్కడ నుంచి అప్పుడు వాళ్ళు
శ్రీకాకుళం అప్పుడు అది ఇన్వెస్ట్ అయిపోయింది.
అది యూనివర్సిటీ శ్రీకాకుళం.
కాకినాడ కూడా కాకినాడ గాలిగంట యూనివర్సిటీ అయిపోయింది.
కొత్త బండి తీసుకుంటారు.
నా కొత్త బండి తీసుకోవడానికి ఇబ్బంది.
పెద్దది
బుద్ధి సారీ. ఎందుకంటే ఇది డిక్కీ లేవు కొత్త బండి. ఎంత డిక్కీ లేకపోతే ఇంటికి పని చేద్దాం లోపల అవి పెట్టుకోవడానికి.
అప్పుడు జాతర బాగుంది.
జాతర 2,000 వచ్చేస్తుంది. ఎంత ఇచ్చావు? అలా చేసుకోవాలి. స్మూత్గా చేస్తారు. స్మూత్ ఏంటది? మనకు గురువుగా ఫ్లైట్ బోర్డింగ్ పాస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. తర్వాత ప్రింట్ తీసి ఇచ్చేస్తావా కార్ని? అదే ఎక్కడ రాజేష్ ఇవ్వాల్సింది అందులో అక్కడ ఉంది. పెట్టే తయారు చేసి సంప్రదాయ పాడైపోతాయి. వాటర్ ఫీల్డ్ లో ఇది ఏసీ ఇది కాదు మొత్తం
ఒకసారి వస్తే చాలు, ఒకసారి చూస్తే చాలు.
కదా
అందులోనే ఇంకేమైనా కావాలనుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, వీడియో తీసుకుంటాం ఏ విధంగా ఇప్పుడు అని చెప్పేసి. ఏదైనా డౌట్ వస్తే వీడియో తీస్తాం మళ్ళీ. అంటే
చెప్తాను దానికి. ఇది రాజేష్ ఇది రాజేష్ ప్రమాణం పేరు కూడా కొట్టాను. ఇది రాజేష్ ప్రేమానందం పెట్టాను. మనదేమో ముందు ఉంటుంది, మనదేమో సుబ్బారావు గారు లిటిల్ హెడ్స్ లో ఉంటుంది.
సపరేట్ ఉంటుంది.
ఇది సెపరేట్ చేస్తాను, కాకపోతే మన లెటర్స్ అన్ని చదువుతుంది. ఇది ఒక్కటి కాపీ చేసుకున్నాక ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత డిలీట్ చేసి రాజేష్ మనం డబ్బులు ఇచ్చే కూడా తల చూసుకోవచ్చు కదా. రేపు రాబో ఉంటారా?
బయటిదేది?
Number 4 in this country, university, and we hope that we will move forward. Now, our next speaker is Ambassador, Her Excellency Catherine Weisner. Catherine Weisner is the Ambassador of Austria in India, but he is in charge of other Southeastern countries as well. I had the privilege of knowing her more through her spouse, and we have been knowing each other for quite some time. When I published my book in 2018, The Rise of Saffron Power, I went on a book tour to Europe and I gave a talk at University of Vienna where Michael was teaching. And ever since I know Michael, and that's how I know Ambassador. And now I request Ambassador to come over to deliver her talk.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mujib, for inviting me to my spouse. That's very kind of you. I'm very, very pleased to be here and to be in Jamia Islamia and attend this session. I think after the previous speech, to contribute anything that will, I will try to say a few things. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the distinguished panel, maybe Professor Tanuja, Professor Rizvi, of course, Sri Alphonse. Now I know more about you than I did when I came into this room, Professor Asif, and of course, Professor Mujibur Rahman. I was thinking, what can I, as Austrian ambassador to India, add to this discussion? Maybe I should start with just 3 words about Austria. I'm not quite sure whether all of you know exactly where Austria is and how small or medium-sized Austria is compared to India. So I've been the ambassador here for 4.5 years. I'm also responsible for other South Asian countries in the neighborhood. Austria is a relatively small country with only 9 million inhabitants. So whatever is true for Austria has to be multiplied by 150 in terms of population, at least, if we want to get to the size of what is happening in India. So one of the big challenges here in India is to find attention, to create awareness and a little bit of knowledge about Austria in this huge and amazing country. So Austria is small. It's located in the center of Europe. It has 8 neighboring countries, so we are a landlocked small country, and we are a member of the European Union, the biggest trading bloc on earth. And you may have encountered many articles in the past months also about the relations between the European Union and India intensifying over the past years. We are negotiating a trade deal, and we very much hope that by the end of the year we will be able to finalize this trade deal. We have been saying for a long time that this year or this decade, but this year in particular, is the year for EU and India relations. I won't go into geopolitics, but there are many important relationships that India has and that Austria has, and these complicated also contribute to the village. So obviously, I was also thinking, okay, what can I say? If you have described yourself as a lunatic, I don't know whether that was true
అవన్నీ చూసేది మరి బాగుంటుంది అందుకని అవన్నీ ఒకసారి బాగుంటుంది
ఎందుకు పెట్టాలండి ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్ ఉన్నట్టు మనం చాలా పెద్ద ట్యాక్స్ పేయర్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఏది ఒకసారి వస్తే కాదు వంద రూపాయలు 30 రూపాయలు పోయినట్టే అంటే 10 లక్షలు 3 లక్షలు
they are, a totally hopeless case. It just means that in a certain period of time, they may need additional help to come out of that trough. And about 10% of the Austrian population every year seek advice and help, professional. That means professional advice and help contributed or offered by the public health system. So that is an important part of our system. We have a public health system that is funded through contributions that everybody has to pay, and it is accessible to everybody. It's a public health system, and it offers a lot of and more possibilities of addressing issues, psychotherapy, variations of helping people with mental health problems. And there is a committee, a huge committee that is responsible also in Austria for formulating mental health goals. And I have to see whether I can manage the 3 goals that they address, but I think that they go hand in hand with also the goals we have been hearing here. One goal is that every person should be able to lead. Maybe I need to look at my thing here. So every person should, over all phases of their life, be able to lead, get support. So that's both in their living and working environments. Support for mental health. The second one is knowledge about mental health issues, and consciousness have to be improved so that prejudice and exclusion that sometimes comes with if someone has a mental health issue can be avoided. And also we have to ascertain that people with mental health issues get all the support they need. So basically that's our little mental health strategy. Just to show you that we have a strategy, that the issues are recognized as very important for society as a whole and for public health of society as a whole. One little small thing, also maybe coming to your social media issue, according to statistics, interestingly, older people seem to be more happy with their lives. So according to some statistics, over 60s in Austria, that's an Austrian statistic, 80% of over 60s are happy or even very happy with their lives. So good for us to be over 60. But the younger generation has a much lower threshold of happiness. So under 30s, if you ask the under 30s, only 60%, which is not such a bad rate, but only 60% say that they are happy or very happy. And in the Gen Z part segment of population, 14% are unhappy or very unhappy. So it shows that the mental health has become a bigger issue for young people in the past years, and I think in particular since COVID and what we experienced during COVID. And so that is a new field of research also that one has to look into. And research, I'm not here to say this is bad, because there are very many positive uses, as we all know. But there are also many challenges involved, both with the content one gets and with the kind of oopsie, that's great. And also the attraction one gets back. And that is something that has to be researched, that it has to be addressed. So I believe that. So I'm not going to say more about whether good or bad, but I suppose that all of you know and we can see it. It was something the audience reacted to when you met. So that is an issue, I think, that we need to address. And I think basically that's all I would like to say. If you are interested in Austria, please, there's a lot of information online also. But I'm also very happy to speak to you possibly afterwards. And yeah, I would like to thank Multiple for giving me the opportunity to give you maybe a little glimpse into Austria, Austrian-Indian relations, and how we address government level, public health level, the issue of mental health, which is a huge issue and has to be taken seriously. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Viren Dan, Ambassador Katharina, for your remarks. Now we have arrived at the final part of the program. May I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to come and deliver his presidential address. He obviously does not need an introduction. As we know that he's a very distinguished scholar of Sufism, medieval history, and Persian language, and all of that.
Thank you. I will give you a copy. هو الأول هو الآخر هو الظاهر هو الباطن إنه على كل شيء قدير. He is the first, he is the last, he is hidden, he is manifested, and he has control of everything, whatever we have in this entire universe. Chief guest, Her Excellency Katharina and her very beautiful and handsome husband. My dear friend, Professor Matawalam Rizvi, registrar of this university, my elder sister, Professor Tanujaji, my friend, Rahman, and my dear friend, my senior. We have met so many times. First met to Alphonse sir when we were part of the national education policy. I am very much honored that I have got an opportunity to work with for 3-4 months we were together. And let me tell you one story. When the first meeting of national education policy, I think 9 members. The chair was chaired by late Dr. Kasturi Ranganji. So I first Alphonse Saab, he advocated that the benchmark should be a Kerala because it's a very advanced state. But I said, the exact what I said, I wanted to share with you. I said, sir, I am product of Basta convent and Italian convent. So I cannot consider Kerala as a benchmark. So everyone was shocked. Then Kasturi Ranganji asked me, Asif, what is this Basta convent and the Italian convent? Then I narrated him that in a school where the Basta is given, no bench, no desks, Bora is given, and we used to sit on the jute pad. That is called the Basta convent. When he said, what is the Italian convent? I said, there are a number of schools in our country where you forget about the jute, they sit on the brick. That is called the brick convent. So, sir, I am product of that brick convent and the Basta convent. So I'm very fortunate that we met after I think 4-5 years. First time I heard about you when I was a student at JNU, as my friend Ajib Rahman has said. And then I think in JNU also, you went 2-3 times and we got opportunity to listen to you. My dear students, today we are talking about the mental health. What is mental health? I am not expert of this. Clinically, I am not expert. But being a student of metaphysics, for the last 40 years, I have been a student of metaphysics. So what we perceive as a mental health, there is thought. This thought is transferred to our mind. That mind transfer it to our brain. And that brain transfer it to our physical appearance. For example, I said, yesterday I could not sleep. This is a negative one. This negativity, the thought will be transferred to our mind. That mind will transfer, I could not sleep, to our brain. And that brain again will transfer to our body and will say, yesterday I could not sleep, yesterday I could not sleep. So ultimately, what will be the result? You could not sleep yesterday today. When there is a combination of guts and your mind, when there is a combination of your thought and food processing, your thought is very much linked whatever you eat, and your language very much concerned whatever you eat and where do you live. That is why, my dear friends, you might have heard there are so many languages, they cannot pronounce some particular sound. The reason is that the vocal cord is not developed in that area. So what I am trying to tell you that mental health includes, number one, discipline life. Number two, good sleeping. Number three, positivity. I always give one example. Our mind is like a garden. There are a number of flowers in your garden. Every week we have to look after your flowers. You have to throw out the weeds. We have to cut the grasses. We have to water. Then we have to protect it. Unless or until you do not protect your garden, the people will enter your garden and they will destroy your flower. The mind is exactly like this. Don't try anybody to enter your mind with negativity. Let me give you one more example. Today, I have cleaned my room. If some of my friends come with the garbage, put into the room, I will feel very bad. Then my friends, sorry, sir, next time it will not happen. Again after this, he comes again with the garbage, put it in my room. The third time, when he knocked the door, I will not open the door. I will not open the door because every time he is coming and creating negativity into your mind. So in this university, in this beautiful university where you have come, is the best institution. Try to find out a friend who anchor you, not drown you. Very good. Very good. Who give positivity, not a negativity. There was a person who was about to hang. Then Akbar asked him, so what is your desire? The man was very clever. He said, sir, I will teach your horse how to speak in Persian. Akbar was shocked. How the horse will speak in Persian? But yes, sir. Give me 6 months. I will teach your horse how to speak in Persian. Akbar said, okay, set him free. He went back home. His family member asked, what kind of stupid person you are? How can your horse will start speaking in Persian? You see the positivity of the person. He said, what is the proof that Akbar will live for 6 months? And if by chance Akbar lives for 6 months, what is the guarantee that a horse will live 6 months? And if horse lives 6 months, what is the guarantee that I will live 6 months? So whatever 6 months I have, let us enjoy it. Let us be positive in your life. Keep in mind there are two kinds of people. One is astic, one is nastic. Astic, one who believes this world and hereafter world. The nastic, he believes in only in this world. और आपने गाना भी सुना है कि स्वर्ग है कहीं तो उतार ला जमीन पर. So they believe in that. But those who are astic, they believe that Ma tashauna illa an yasha Allah. वही होगा जो राम चाहेगा. यानी खुदा के बगैर, without the order of the God, nothing will happen in this world. I believe, and I think many of you also believe in it. Otherwise, a person pass out from the Italian and the Basta school cannot become the vice chancellor of a beautiful university. And then let me share one more story because it's a very secret one, but let me share with my students so that they can understand what is the mental health. When first time I came to Delhi in 1988, the JNU was in the down campus, and believe me, I could not use the lift because I thought lift is a machine to change the sex. Because one day, two girls goes up, I was waiting there, two boys comes down. A boy who believe like that can become the vice chancellor, why not you? This is a positive. You have to be positive. Let me tell you one more story. There was a king. He was a very wise minister. So anything happened, the minister was saying, okay, bahut acha hua, very good, well done. One day the king was cleaning his sword. That sword falls on his knee and it was cut off. The minister said, wow, well done, very good. The king was so furious that asked that this minister should be put into the jail. Okay. After 1 week, the king went for hunting, and he went deepest in the forest, and he was surrounded by the original inhabitant of the forest. And they said, okay, this person we will give bali. Then he was bath and new dress was given. And the religious head of the tribe, they came, okay, chalo, bali dete hain. Then he found, no, there is a cut off on his body. He cannot fit for the bali. So he went, he came back to his palace, and first thing he did, he released his prime minister. And he said, thank you very much. But due to your well done, there was cut off. Today I am safe. Otherwise, I would have been sacrificed. Then he asked his minister, what about you? He said, yes, sir, if I would have free, I would have accompanied you. And on the place of you, I would have been. So this is a positive. Kabhi bhi la taqnatu min rahmatillah. Keep in mind, God has created each and every person with an individual and identical quality. Wallahu yuhibbul jamal. God is most beautiful and he likes beauty. God loves us 70 times better than our mother. But आपको मिलने का तरीका चाहिए, मिलने के लिए सब चीज मिल सकती. You have to beg it. So have faith in God. But my request is that don't allow anybody to control your mind. You are the master of your mind. Alphonse Sahib has said his story. I told my 2-3 stories. What it demonstrates? It demonstrates that all of you sitting are better than us. You are better than us. You have better opportunity than us. You have better university than us. You have better upbringing than us. So why cannot you? So I am looking future Alphonse in this hall. So please, my dear friends, it's not much time, but be positive and be disciplined. When the Alphonse sir said, you raise your hand, only 4 hands were raised. I am 54-year-old. For the last 6 years, I have not taken a single regular medicine. I go bed at exactly at 10 and get up at 4:30. That is my routine for the last 35 years. Then after religious rituals, I went for 6 kilometers walk every day. That is the discipline. जब एक शायकुल जामिया कर सकता है तो स्टूडेंट क्यों नहीं कर सकता? You have to do it. Now these days, as Alphonse has said, just scrolling down, just scrolling up. How many yes? How many no's? Please, whenever you do any bad thing, memorize your parents. When you came to Jamia, your parents were so happy. Your relatives were so happy. Your villagers were so happy. Your entire districts was so happy. The entire people have lots of expectation from you. So be positive. You never hard. Those who are pumping you poison, please drive them out from your life. No, we don't want this type of person. So I am very thankful to, I am very honored and very happy to be here and talking to you. There are lots of, sir, in these days, students are really suffering so many mental problems. There are economic problems. There are academic problems. There are social problems. There are results related issues problems. There are of course the love is also the problem. Love is also the problem. But one day, if Professor Tanuja will invite me, I will give you one lecture on love. I don't have time, but one day you kindly sit here. I will explain you the stages of love. There are 7 stages of love. And my dear friend, keep in mind, those who are loving your body, they cannot be lover. And sir, let me tell you one sentence in Hindi, and keep in mind, इस लिबास नहीं है जिसको चेंज किया जा सकता है, इस कफन है जो एक बार ओढ़ लो तो फिर उठाया नहीं जा सकता. Let me repeat you once again. Love is not a dress that can be changed. Love is a coffin. Once someone put on you, you cannot drive it down. कफन को कोई हटा नहीं सकता. This is the it. You must love your education, your book, your rooms, yourself. The best love is that you have to love yourself. अपने से प्यार करो. Sometimes stand in front of the mirror and you be proud that God has created you with all the physical beauties in body. There are thousands of people visually impaired. There are lakhs of people physically challenged. There are thousands of people cannot listen, cannot speak. At least you are one of those who have God given each and everything to you. And the last, I will narrate from the Bible, Prophet Moses. Prophet Moses, I know he was talking to God. That's why we call Kalimullah. He is the only one prophet who can talk directly to God. So one day, he asked the God, is there any person who is more thankful than me? Who was Prophet Moses? God said, yes. He was thinking that God will tell me that, no, you are the best. He said, no, there is a person who is more thankful than you. You go to the jungle and you will find that person. Then the Prophet Moses went to the jungle. He saw only these tips of tongue is there. Otherwise, the hands and the legs and the stomach, the grasses have grown up. The trees have grown up. Only these tips of tongue is open, and he is saying, Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. You see, everything has been taken by God. Despite that, he is saying, so I thank God and thank God, thank God. जान भी इसी की हक तो ये है कि हक अदा न हुआ. This is a problem. So sometimes you become spiritual, sometimes you become religion not in dogmas. What is the religion? Why I am tension free? Because मैं जामिया में किसी को टेंशन नहीं देता. That's why I am tension free. I sleep well because I don't disturb anybody. Anybody is not disturbing, I am also not disturbed. Whatever you do, God will reward you. One thing, my dear student, keep in mind. If you want mango, plant mango. If you want apple, plant apple. If you are planting neem and you are expecting the bananas, never happens in that. Never happens in that. तो आज का मंत्र है, be happy and let the other people be happy.
Yeah.
Try that anybody is hurt from your tongue, from your body. Or as Kabir has said, ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए. ऐसी वाणी बोलिए मन का आपा खोए, औरन को शीतल करे, आप हु शीतल हो गए. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Sahab, for all these remarkable stories. And each time I listen to you, I hear all these stories. Last night we had it when Ram Guha was in lecture here. Now we have come to the final stage of the program. I'm going to jump the gun a little bit. Yeah, Sabha is going to, my colleague Sabha is going to give the thanks. All the young people who are here, I just wanted to make an announcement. Our center also organizes something called Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan Memorial Lecture. We are going to hold this sometime in the middle of November. Our director is going to have a discussion with the Vice Chancellor to find out a suitable date. I had discussions with Arif Mohammed Khan, Governor of Bihar, who has kindly agreed to deliver the talk. And as soon as we finalize the date, we will make the announcement. Now, Mustafa, can we give thanks. After this, we will proceed for refreshments we have arranged. For dignitaries, we have it in the guest house, and for others, we have right next to the auditorium. Please follow that. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Before I extend the formal vote of thanks, I would now like to invite Mr. Mohammed Yusuf, Executive Director, Haryali, Center for Rural Development, our valued partner in successful Green and Clean Conference jointly organized with Center for the Study of Social Inclusion, to kindly come to the dais and launch the book of achievements of the same.
Okay, we have organized a conference on Green and Clean Delhi in collaboration Center for Social Inclusion, Jamia Millia University, on 12th September 2024, and we have published a book on Green and Clean Delhi. There are some proceeding of the conference, and some people write articles on related to environment, and we compiled the book and try to publish in a form.
One small thing with Vice Chancellor permission, if any of you ever want to get in touch with me, you are free to call me. You can take my number if you want to. Okay? Yeah. Yes, 99 10 34 9595. So 9910349595. Best time would be after 9 o'clock at night. Okay? No, frankly, because I sleep pretty late.
I now, Dr. Sabah Hussain, on behalf of Center for the Study of Social Inclusion, Jamia Millia Islamia, and in collaboration with our partner organization, PHOTO, greatly honored to extend the vote of thanks at the close of this inaugural session of the workshop titled Mental Health, Breaking Stigma and Promoting Social Inclusion. At the very outset, we extend our deepest gratitude to our patron, Professor Mazhar Asif, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Jamia Millia Islamia, for his continued guidance and support. Sir, your commitment to promoting academic and social inclusivity at the university has been a constant source of inspiration. Our sincere appreciation also goes to our co-patron, Professor Muhammad Mehtab Alam Rizvi, Registrar, Jamia Millia Islamia, for his unwavering encouragement and administrative support that makes initiatives like this possible. We owe special thanks to Professor Tanuja, Dean, Academic Affairs and Officiating Director, Center for the Study of Social Inclusion, for her vision and leadership in promoting discussions on mental health, social well-being, and inclusive education. A heartfelt appreciation to our distinguished chief guest, Her Excellency Katrina Wieser, Ambassador of Austria, for gracing us with her presence and for her actions on the global dimension of mental health, inclusion through 3-point program, psychotherapy, and through the usage of sensitive language. Our gratitude also goes to our keynote speaker, Sri Alphonse Kananthanam, ex-IS officer, former Union Minister, whose inspiring address illuminated the pressing need for compassionate society along with the policy frameworks that uphold mental well-being as a societal priority. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to Professor Michael, University of Vienna, for adding his valuable presence to this event. We extend our sincere gratitude to Professor Dr. Majid Talikoti, Honorary Health Commissioner, India GCC Trade Council, for graciously consenting to deliver the valedictory address of this workshop. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to Professor Mujibur Rahman, convener of the workshop, for his dedicated leadership, tireless efforts, and meticulous coordination in conceptualizing and bringing this event to fruition with such thoughtfulness and precision. Our deep appreciation also goes to our organizing team, Mr. Sheikh Mohammed Farhan, Organizing Secretary, Mr. Abu Faizan, Coordinator, Professor Arvind, Dr. Jyoti Rupa, and the non-teaching staff members, Ms. Sufia, Mr. Maes, Mr. Azhar, and all our student volunteers for their committed and seamless efforts in planning, organizing, and executing this workshop, this inaugural session. We would also like to acknowledge our collaborative partner, Koto, for joining hands with us in this meaningful endeavor. Our sincere thanks are also due to the Sanitation and Horticulture Department of Jamia Millia Islamia and FTK-CIT team for providing technical and infrastructure assistance that ensured the smooth conduct of this inaugural session. With that, may I now request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
Why did you just sing here? Who can start?
All defense have the outside and artistic invited.